Hey there. Did I ever tell you what my dream job is? My dream job is to be a political consultant someday. The main reason for this is I'm very passionate about politics. And every time I watch a political debate, I'm always saying to myself, a candidate should be saying this! Those people that run his campaign are idiots! And I especially feel this way about candidates I support. It drives me nuts. And sometimes, you feel like if you want something done right, you gotta do it yourself. So I'm like, I gotta get involved in this. Now, I've got 2 young children, I've got a nice paying job, I've got 10 more years to pay my mortgage, so I'll be honest, I'm not going to actually do any work towards this dream job for at least another 10 years, but 10, 15 years from now, don't be surprised if there's, you see this guy behind the scenes trying to pull the strings, could be me, you never know, I'm going to give that big consideration, but all I can do now is dream and complain, so I'm going to do a little bit of that. I was thinking about an article I saw today saying that Barack Obama has raised $32 million in the month of January. That gives him quite a bit of dough to spend. And in the United States here, we've got the really big February 5th primaries where 20 states, vote on who they want to be the Democratic nominee for president in 2008. And the Super Bowl is 2 days earlier, February 3rd. The Super Bowl in the United States is the most watched telecast of the year. And I think commercials go for about $2.5 million per 30 seconds, maybe even $3 million by now. But Barack's got $32 million, just made the last month. He's got some money to spend, and I think he should do a Super Bowl commercial. If I was running his campaign, I would have him do a Super Bowl commercial, and a very specific kind of Super Bowl commercial. It would be very simple. It would just be Barack sitting there, in a nice study or something, nice books behind or whatever. That's not really important. What's important is what he says. It will be just him talking, and what he'll say is this. In 2002, Senator Hillary Clinton voted to give George Bush authorization to use military force in Iraq. Now, some have suggested that Hillary did this purely for political reasons because she didn't want to appear weak in the wake of 9/11. But Hillary has said that she was only voting to give George Bush the option to go to war, and she never imagined at the time that he would rush to war using faulty intelligence. Well, in that case, I have one question for Hillary. Either you were extremely naive back in 2002, or you're lying to the American people now. So tell me, Hillary, which one is it? And BAM! There we go. We hit Hillary right where it hurts. Oh yeah. Okay, as you can probably tell, I'm not a big fan of Hillary. But first let me qualify what I'm about to say by saying that if Hillary does win the nomination, I will go to the polling booth, hold my nose, and vote for her in November. I don't agree. I don't consider myself to be a Democrat or a Republican. I'm more a libertarian, but I probably support the Democrats in about 85% of their positions and Republicans in about 15%. And some of the ones I'm really passionate about, like social issues like gay rights and things like that, and fiscal responsibility, I'm way on the Democrat side. So yeah, I'm going to vote for a Democrat in November. I don't care who it is. They put anybody up there against any Republican, I'm voting for the Democrat. Now, that being said, I really don't like Hillary, okay? I'd be very upset if she was the nominee. I mean, I consider her to be really a complete phony, a complete political hack. She's got no political courage. Everything is poll-driven. And her husband was very similar. And I voted for him twice. And to be honest, if he could run a third time, I'd probably be supporting him now. Not because I think he's so great, but he is a genius politician. And if he was running again, there would be a 100% certainty he would win. So I'd put away my qualms about Bill Clinton and I would vote for him because he would win. Hillary, if she goes up against John McCain, she will lose. Okay, she will lose. All right, so I don't like her, and she will lose. So I like Barack basically because he's not Hillary. Okay, that's why I like Barack. But back to Hillary. I mean, the whole thing about the Iraq War. She's so disingenuous about that. Another recent example were the comments that Robert Johnson made about Barack Obama a couple of weeks ago. If you haven't heard them, I'm going to put a clip, in the description of the video. But he basically said, you know, if you don't know, Bob Johnson is probably the most wealthy black man in America. He's a billionaire. He founded BET Television. And he was speaking to a mostly black audience and saying, you know, people must think we're stupid if they think that the Clintons, you know, don't support us, because the Clintons were out there working hard for us back when Obama was in the neighborhood doing something. I won't say what it is, but he mentioned it in his book. Now, in Barack's book, he spoke about when he was a youth, he had done some drugs. He'd done some marijuana, and he even was quoted as saying he did a little blow. So the Clinton campaign keeps trying sneaky ways to bring it up. Hillary won't say it herself, but her surrogates will say it. There's a guy about a month ago who mentioned it, and then the Clinton campaign fired him. I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, they'd slip the guy $100,000 under the table and said, all right, just say this, we'll fire you, but we'll take care of you. Don't know, but I wouldn't put it past them. Wouldn't put anything past the Clinton people. In any case, Bob Johnson says this, and everyone's like, oh, I can't believe he said that. He's being such a jerk. And then Bob Johnson goes, oh, I wasn't talking about his drug use. I was talking about his fine community service he did in the community. Like, you're right. All right, fine. He can say that. He can cover his butt. But a few days later, at the debate, they asked Hillary about that quote. And the honest thing to say would have been, you know, well, you know, I really can't control what all my supporters say. You know, it was unfortunate that he said that. No, she doesn't do that. She doesn't do that because he's a contributor and he's a billionaire. So instead she says, oh, well, he said he was just talking about Barack's, you know, work in the community, and I'll take him at his word. And Barack's sitting right next to her, and he doesn't call her on that. It just drives me nuts. It really drives me nuts. I mean, how these candidates can be such wimps. They're trying to be cordial. I mean, look, you got to go for the jugular, you know. I mean, politics is a rough game. Just go for the jugular when you have the chance. And that's why I want to get into this, you know, political managing, consulting business, because I want to teach candidates to, you know, boom, smack people when you get a chance, you know, especially when you're in the right. Just go after people. Okay, so yes, I am supporting Barack Obama for president. Not because I think he's like the world's greatest guy. I'm supporting him because he's the only Democrat left, and he's not Hillary. That's his best trait. He is not Hillary. I'm not one of these people that's like, oh, Barack inspired me so much. I'm far too cynical to be inspired by a candidate. I mean, we have a word in America for politicians that are always honest and are truthful and have integrity, and that word is loser. If you're honest and tell the truth, you're going to lose the election. So they all do spin. They all do political spin. No one is clean. No one who gets into politics is clean. No one. But, hell, Barack's a hell of a lot more clean than Hillary, okay? Can't stand her. Really hope she loses. I live in New Jersey. I'll be out there February 5th in the morning voting for Obama. So in any case, you know, go Obama. And that's all I have to say. Thanks for listening to my little political thing here, and see you next time.